And we're live! Hello all and welcome! And I am the Realist Philosopher, and this is the Realist Philosopher Show. As it is. La la la, and all that crap. How y'all doing today? Hope you're all doing good, fine, and well. I'm doing pretty good, I'm doing alright. I'm flying, baby. I'm zooming. I'm already into my second cup of coffee. Hoo-ah! The sweet nectar of the gods, yes. So I hope you're all doing good, fine, and well. Hope you're all having a great, wonderful day. Should be evening now in America. Yeah, day's over, sitting down, relaxing, getting to listen to me. Woo! Doesn't get much better than that. Love caffeine, love caffeine. You know, some scholars believe the caffeine had a large part to play in the Industrial Revolution and the advancement of the West, because, you know, the main drink in Europe was booze, which was a depressant, and then the East India Company started shipping coffee into Europe, and all of a sudden coffee shops opened up, and boom, people are getting stimulated instead of depressed. Woo! So, yeah. Think about that. Coffee might just be responsible for the modern Western world. Maybe we should ship a bunch of it over to Africa. Get them hooked on caffeine. Maybe it'll help them develop some. Although I seriously doubt it. I think the requisite IQ is required too. I think you got to have the requisite hardware in conjunction with the software. Yeah. Oh well. All right. So let's just jump right into it. But First, I would like to ask those of you out there who watch my show, who are old fans, who have rediscovered me, or new fans, to please consider donating. I know you hate this part of the show. I know you hate to hear somebody asking for donations. This is when you tune out oftentimes, and then maybe you tune back on after I'm done talking about it. But come on. Seriously, the show costs money to create. It's not easy to do. It takes time, takes upkeep. You know, there are expenses involved. I'm uncomfortable asking for help and donations, but it's a requirement to keep the show going. That's just reality. So if you would consider, please, donating, I would greatly appreciate it. There's lots of ways to do so at therealistphilosopher.com/donate. TipeeeStream has a PayPal link, so it's totally anonymous. You pay via PayPal, but to TipeeeStream and not to me directly, so your anonymity is intact, and my anonymity is intact as well. So TipeeeStream, you can make a one-time donation using PayPal. You can use Subscribestar if you hate Patreon, which a lot of people do. And I'm also on Patreon. I have 2 Patreons, a per piece, and I post 3 pieces a week, so that's 12 pieces a month. You could donate $1 on that platform, on that Patreon, and it would be like $12 a month, kind of like a subscription on a per-piece basis. Or you can donate straight once a month on the other Patreon. They're both labeled at therealistphilosopher.com/donate. Please consider donating. It's your donations that keep this show going. Hopefully some of you out there aren't the radical socialists who don't understand how these things work. Anyway, also, I'm on BitChute. My BitChute channel is growing, but slowly. Though I am getting more views on average on BitChute than on YouTube for my videos because, well, I'm shadow banned on YouTube. Yes, their wonderful algorithm doesn't like me very much. They decided that instead of banning me, we'll just shadow ban his ass and make it nearly impossible for him to show up in recommended feeds. Well, that's life. That's like life. Another reason you need to follow me on BitChute. Also, I'm on iTunes and SoundCloud. You'll find both those links in the description. Okay, now that we got all that out of the way, let's get to the show, and we've got a lot to talk about. Hoo-ah! I don't want to do too many of those hoo-ahs. They wear me out, honestly. I don't know how Al Pacino did all of them in that show, in that movie, A Scent of a Woman. Good movie, by the way. I suggest you check it out. If you're in your 20s or even early 30s, you might not have heard of it. Excellent movie. One of his better films. That's Scent of a Woman. Go check that out. All right. So, first story, of course, entitled Waymen, who, honestly, I don't understand how she's found herself a guy that wants to marry her. This is shocking. Bride, get this shit. bride wants to ban her fiance's 3-year-old daughter from their wedding. Because, get this, she's needy. Okay, besides the fact that I've yet to meet a 3-year-old that isn't needy, because, they can't survive on their own, so they kind of need you, like, all the time. It's not like we're talking about an independent Wayman that at the very least can stay home alone. No, she needs you 24/7. Besides that fact, what? This is insane. So we got a single father here. Oh, this is great. Wow, how did this happen? How did this happen? A single father? Do they exist? I never see them. Amazing. Amazing! Mother must have died or something. I doubt he got custody. She probably kicked the bucket. Maybe she was murdered or had a car accident. I don't know. That's the only way a guy's going to get custody these days, for the most part. You could be a drugged out, hag, whore, slag, selling yourself for $5 a shot. You'd still get custody over the man if he had a good job. It wouldn't matter. So I guess maybe he's a widow. All right. So she wants to ban his 3-year-old daughter from the wedding. Why? She's needy? Well, I don't get that. Isn't that saying more about you than it is about the kid? No, you're needy. That's the thing. I'm needy. I need to be the center of attention. I don't want any other females there close to him because that threatens me. So not only are you needy, you're insecure, which, most insecure people are. Constantly needing validation. Oh, my God. Listen to this. So while he may have been excited to have his baby girl at his wedding, the woman was robbing him of the chance to share his wedding joy with his daughter. Run away, man. Get away. I would be running so fast. Oh, man, I would buy myself a nice Kawasaki Japanese rice burner that goes 200 miles an hour just to get away from this broad. Are you kidding me? And if she bought one to try and catch up with me, well, she still wouldn't because women can't drive for shit. The day you exchange your wedding vows is the day you want every single one of your loved ones beside you. But when your own fiancé, who you hope would come to accept your family as their own, ideally, doesn't want to extend the wedding invitation to one of the most important family members in your life, it's a cause of concern. Yeah, couldn't have said it better myself. This woman didn't want the child of her own husband to be attending their wedding. Why? This is so bizarre. By the way, this would be a huge red flag, seriously threatened by your children if you have them. Get out. You don't want to be married to this person. Some people might say, well, realist philosopher, she should feel threatened because, that could be a pain in the ass. What if the mother of the kids is still around, right? And what if the kid is a problem and she wants to avoid any possible problems that might pop up with the baby being there? Oh, come on, that's bullshit. Total bullshit. Yeah, maybe she's just wanting to practice preventive maintenance and cause any scenes a 3-year-old might make. Yeah, that's just pretextual bullshit, okay? She didn't want the kid there because, she wants everybody to focus on her because she's a narcissist, all right? Which she's needy narcissist. Most narcissists are very, very needy. It's all about them. It all has to be about me. I'm one gigantic gravity well sucking in all over reality. Yeah. She decided to post her thoughts on Facebook. Why do people do this? I don't understand this. I mean, it's almost like people can't think for themselves anymore. She's probably a socialist leftist, so she can't think for herself. Obviously, if she thinks this is okay. But clearly, there's got to be a part of her that realizes, this might not be okay if she's looking for people's input. And went on to give details about why she absolutely did not want the 3-year-old child there, even though it was an extremely special and important day for the child's father. I don't care about him. Weddings are for me. Fuck him. Which she probably won't even do during the wedding night, considering what an entitled cunt she is. I'm tired. It's our wedding night. Yeah. I got my way with your 3-year-old. Made sure she didn't come so I can pretty much get away with anything I want. This is like kind of a shit test. That's like a shit test. That's a major shit test. This is a shit test that if you essentially tried to put this shit test on me, I would leave. I wouldn't marry you. Guys, you need to have more self-respect. You try to expose me to this kind of shit test, I wouldn't even marry you. That's the idea of testing me to see if I got balls in this manner. There's some shit tests that are acceptable. There's some shit tests where I'll say, okay, this is normal. She wants to see if I have balls. She wants to see if I'm a real man. But this? No. This goes way beyond the shit test. Ay. How do I tell my fiance I don't want his daughter at her wedding? You don't. Are you out of your mind? Are you out of your mind? Yeah. I put no kids on the invites. That's for guests, you dummy. What planet is she living on? I have no words. So I thought he'd get the point. What the fuck is wrong? She's a psycho. She's not even good enough to hide the fact that she's a psycho. We can't even label her a sociopath. It's quite obvious she's a psycho. But he keeps mentioning her being there. It's his kid, you pinhead. It's your wedding. No, the invites, that's for guests, you idiot. Oh, my God. And by the way, who doesn't want kids at a wedding? I remember when I was a kid, one of the most fun things we'd do, all my father's first cousins or second cousins or everything else were getting married, right? You know, he was older than a lot of them, and they were all getting married. And, I would go there, and, that was kind of fun. And there were some cousins I liked. And I remember one cousin in particular, like third or fourth cousin removed or something. I'd always dance with her. And it was a lot of fun, kind of, Good food. Lots of free cake. Lots of other good, yummy shit. Yeah, it's a good time. Why not have kids there? This woman doesn't want kids. This woman has a problem with kids. Why would you marry a woman that doesn't like kids? This is insane to me. What is this guy, a pinhead? What is this guy, a blue pill, beta, cuck, simp, wimp, no self-esteem, no self-confidence, that he thinks this is the best he can do, huh? Well, if that's the way he thinks, then that's the truth. Oh, my God. It's perfectly fine if someone doesn't want to raise kids in life or doesn't want kids attending their wedding. However, it's a slightly different situation when the child is the daughter of your fiance. Yeah, the kid's already there. She's already been cooked up. She's already in the oven baking. It's not like you can say, oh, no. No baking of the kid. No cooking it up. Too late. It's already been cooked. It's already here. It's already been made. How are you going to complain? Broad's probably one of these black widows, probably poisoned the kid or something. This is crazy, man. I wants to marry a man who has kids, but I hate kids. So bizarre. How is this so bizarre? The woman's reaction is reflective of how her attitude might be when she finally becomes the little girl's stepmother. Don't marry this broad. The woman went on to add why she particularly didn't want the little girl at her wedding. 'Cause people keep asking me the same dumbass questions, says the woman. She's 3. I'm marrying him, not his crotch goblin. She referred to her fiance's child as a crotch goblin. This is a toxic woman. Toxic femininity! Toxic femininity alert! Toxic femininity alert! Fucking red lights are going off. That fucking bell, what is that thing? That alarm is ringing like you hear in a submarine. When the enemy shot a torpedo at you. Oh, boy. Dive! In this case, run, motherfucker, run. That's his mistake, not mine. Yeah, but it's a package deal, you moron. It's a package deal. You have to like her too. That's part of the problem, by the way, with single mothers. You're going to have to be into their kids as well. It seems to me that women are always talking about how we men need to accept their little crotch goblins. But for some reason, they shouldn't be required to do the same with ours. Oh, I see. Could it be that men and women are exactly the same in this regard? That they don't want to deal with the other person's garbage? Oh, no! That's so evil to say. By the way, I don't have a problem with this woman's attitude. What I have a problem with is her having this attitude and still marrying the guy. If you don't like kids, if you don't like his kid, if you don't want his kid around, don't marry him. Now I have a problem with it. The woman wasn't acknowledging that her partner may be her fiancé, but he's also a father. While he may have been excited to have his baby girl at his wedding, the woman was robbing him of the chance to share his wedding joy with his daughter. She also added, I don't want her there because she's needy as fuck. And it makes everything about her. And I said, no fucking kids. Hey, dummy. So as opposed to having a 3-year-old there that makes everything about her, we want to have a 30-year-old broad there who wants to make everything about her. I see. I don't want her stealing my thunder. I don't want her stealing my attention, right? I want it all to be about me. And she always makes it about her. Damn that little 3-year-old motherfucker. It's a great... because, she's 3 and has absolutely no control over her emotions and being, in fact, needy. Meanwhile, you're 30, probably older, considering the fact this guy has kids. You're older. You're so desperate that you're willing to marry a guy even though you hate his fucking kid, which should make you unmarriable, by the way, and he should fucking run as fast as possible. But you're this old and can control your narcissism, by the way, but you won't and can't. Yeah, I see. When you marry someone, you marry their entire world as they would do for you. Right, that's why you don't get with or marry single mothers. You don't want that burden. And in this case, the child was a huge part of her fiancé's world. One would hope that your fiancé would make an effort to love the people who are important to you. One would hope. But throwing a fit because a 3-year-old is attending her father's wedding was seen as a bit too much by the people who commented on the woman's post. I bet. They wondered how she would be when she becomes a stepmother. She would be like the one in that Snow White or whatever that fucking movie is with the stepmother. Evil. Evil stepmom, yeah. If she's already having such strong reactions about the little girl's presence, why marry someone with kids if you don't like kids? Says one poster. There are plenty of single childless people out there, but they don't want her. They don't want her. She found herself a needy guy, pathetic, no confidence, who would accept her and her nasty disposition. Another person said, lady, when you marry a man, you marry his family. The fact that you refer to his daughter as a crotch goblin is a major red flag, and he needs to dump your sorry ass. Others pointed out that when she committed to being the man's partner, she would have known that he already has a child. Yeah, see, this is the thing. Women talk about informed consent all the time. She's informed. She's informed, and she's consenting to the marriage. And now she's complaining about what she consented to. And she was 100% completely informed. I wonder, is the fact that she is defrauding him by consenting, but then breaking the marriage contract by really not agreeing to be there for and raise and like his daughter, is that grounds for a no-fault divorce once this marriage breaks up and doesn't work because this woman's a cunt? No, she'll still get half his shit even though she defrauded him. Oh, I see. Yeah, if a man does the same and says he's a doctor when he's a janitor, he'll be charged with rape. Yeah. In one case, informed consent necessary. In another, informed consent, well, I can get informed consent, but I can lie. Not necessary. Oh, I see. Yeah. Lovely. She's entering the marriage under false pretenses. Perfectly okay. Perfectly okay. I'm going to say I don't have a problem with this child by consenting to marry him, knowing that he has a child, but I really have a problem with it. So she's lying. She's lying. So, woman can lie. Good. Man lies. Bad. Jail cell for him. Great. Oh, boy. He's still going to raise and love his daughter, so either you grow up and be a stepmother as that's what comes with the marriage, or break it off if you can't commit. Oh, but he's probably got money. And he's willing to tolerate her shit. Why would she break it off? I don't understand this. It really does take more energy to be this big a cunt. I don't understand that. I mean, you're a woman. You should be, ecstatic to have a kid. I mean, men are different, right? We don't want to raise another kid's bastards, but this woman's childless, probably barren. You get to be a mom. You should be ecstatic. No, it's a crotch goblin. Oh, my God. Also, one last thing. She's 3, you dumbass. She's still practically a toddler. Yeah. Unbelievable to me. Unbelievable. It's like complaining that a 5-year-old is short. Well, they're 5. Yeah, they're short. I mean, she's 3. Of course she's needy. That comes with being 3. The comments suggested that the young girl might not have the most ideal circumstance to grow up in if the two of them get married. You think? A number of people suggested calling off the wedding. And some also thought that even if they do get married, it might not be a marriage that lasts. No, really? One last comment said, this marriage, if it happens, is going to end quick or last way too long and be horrible the entire time. Wow. If you're a single parent, you really, really, really need to practice better judgment, right? Now, if this guy's wife didn't die and she's some meth head, dope addict, deadbeat mom, then he's got bad judgment, right? Then he's got bad judgment, which would explain why he's marrying this broad. So I'm really not surprised that he's with somebody that can get away with this stuff and that he would let get away with this, because he's got bad judgment, right? You got to be careful, even with single parents in general. It all depends on the circumstances of how they became a single parent. Was it a case of bad judgment, poor character, lack of discernment on their part, lack of ability to foresee the possible negative outcomes of their actions, poor impulse control, or did the mate just die, but they made a great choice? See, this all says a lot about their character, okay? And their judgment, and their ability to make good, sound choices. Now I'm starting to question whether or not he's a widow. I'm thinking maybe he got hooked up with some slag for a one-night stand who then skipped town and left him with the kid or something. Oh, man. This guy, buddy, you have to really practice better decision-making skills. All right, let's move on. All right. AOC. Oh, boy, she's back. Broad can't stay out of the fucking news. She's always saying something stupid. I guess if you say stupid stuff, you get a lot of attention. I guess in this case, there's no such thing as negative publicity. I don't know about that. I mean, I know that she wants to make herself relatable to the people in her district and the people in America, but there's a certain tipping point where you get enough bad press, it starts to affect you. It even starts to affect how your most rabid fans view you, let alone your support base in the district, where, what was it, something like 7% of the voters came out or something? Some ridiculously low number of people in her district came out to vote for her. And they were all like 78% were Latino or something. You know, talk about apathy. Well, if you make yourself look this stupid and you become so well known for being an idiot that it's almost like a meme, hello, people are going to come out of the woodwork to vote against you. And considering the fact that so few people in her district came out to vote for her, and now so many people know she's an idiot, and she's still got more, like a year and a half to serve before her term is up, I think she might just idiot her way out of her seat in Congress. I think a bunch of people in her district now are going to come out of the woodwork to vote against her. And somebody's going to come up to challenge her who isn't a total moron, and every Republican and their mother, and even some Democrats will vote against her because, they don't want to be associated with her because she's that dumb. Listen to this. Perfect example of what I'm fucking talking about. AOC compares the border crisis at the Southern American border to the Holocaust. Yeah. Because we're cooking up a lot of Jews and using their bones for soap, ain't we? Firebrand Democrats, Firebrand, get the fuck out of here. Yeah, she's a firebrand, all right. Says fascist Trump, she doesn't even know what fascism is running concentration camps, of course the buzzword, right? Is running concentration camps at the southern border in a new social media rant. I'm not going to play the video. I don't want to hear her voice. I don't want to see her. By the way, I've got the transcript here anyway, so I don't need to play it. Social media rant. She likes to go on Instagram and Twitter and do these stupid live streams in her apartment. And she puts a very narrow focus on the camera so you can't see what a luxury palace she's living in. I want you to think I'm relatable, so I bought furniture from IKEA. Yeah, because we all have IKEA, right? Not a bunch of hipster, doofus, middle to upper class people using IKEA. No. I remember that one guy I talked about in one of my other shows where he essentially filmed himself in various positions of relaxation in an IKEA store, and a bunch of broads answered his Tinder posts because they thought he lived in a really nice apartment. Yeah. But IKEA is for the lower class people. I'm going to buy IKEA furniture to make myself seem more relatable to people. And then I'm going to hide my apartment by having a narrow focus lens, camera pointing at me. So they can't see what a palace I'm living in. She lives in a building with an indoor pool, indoor garden, indoor gym. It's a luxury building. It's one of these places I wouldn't be surprised if the building has a wall around it. Got a scanning little key card. Got a fucking doorman. I'm sorry, who are you going to see? Oh, but she's like you and me. Yeah. She's just like you and me. Even though she'll never ride in an elevator in her building with people who don't live there. You're not getting in that building. Okay? Unless you live there, all right? Unless you've been invited. I'm sorry, sir. You're not on the list. You can't get in. Oh, AOC, you can come on in. Yeah. But I don't live in luxury. I'm just like you. Yeah. Okay, sweetheart. The Democratic representative for New York's 14th Congressional District, oh boy, I bet you they're regretting voting for her, streamed a live Q&A. Oh, you apathetic morons. Something like 17% of the voter base came out or something. More of you need to come out and vote against this broad next election. She streamed a live Q&A with her Instagram followers on Monday. All you got to do is be an idiot and say stupid shit, and you'll get a lot of Instagram followers, in which she doubled down on her criticism of the government's crackdown on asylum seekers and migrants. Ooh, asylums. What asylum seekers? It's a very narrow definition for asylum. All they've got to be is people fleeing shitty circumstances that they themselves created, and they're an asylum seeker. It's a pretty broad definition, AOC. I thought that asylum seeker meant that people were fleeing political persecution or a war. What political persecution do you have in Mexico? I mean, there's lots of poor people, but that's their fault. They have a shitty culture. Their own shitty culture has created their shitty economy. An economy so shitty, they flee to America. They flee anywhere to get out of Mexico. Mostly America, though. I don't see how that qualifies as an asylum seeker. Yeah, she wants more voters, of course. This is exactly what they are. They are concentration camps, Ocasio-Cortez said during the live stream. So that's a very loaded word, right? A very loaded phrase. Concentration camp. So what is a concentration camp? First of all, we need to get down to the fundamentals. We need to define our terms, okay? Because she's just throwing out this bullet phrase, this loaded word, this loaded phrase, concentration camp. Oh, Holocaust, dum, dum, dum. So, has all these negative connotations. People don't even think about it. It just hits them. Lots of negative emotions. Just say this phrase and boom, you're like a Pavlovian dog. I hear a bell. I'm hungry. People are so easily programmed. So what is a concentration camp? It's a place where you concentrate people in a camp against their will. Okay, so you could be saying, oh, well, that's what this is. No. Okay, first of all, concentration camp would be a place generally you would put people against their will, and not because they've broken any laws, but just because you want to actually oppress them, okay? And concentrate them away from the rest of society and do mean, nasty, evil, cruel, immoral things to them. Not because they've broken the law. Where is he putting them? Detention centers. Detention centers. So there's a difference here between a concentration camp and a detention center. A detention center exists to essentially, yes, incarcerate, detain people who have broken the law, but there's so many of them, you don't have the necessary facilities in your prison system, so you've got to set up these camps because so many people are coming in because you've encouraged them to come in by giving them all these free goodies, promising them all this free shit. Yeah, that's why they're here, and that's why they're getting caught, that's why they're getting captured, but of course AOC, oh no, if they're asylum seekers, we should just let them all in, let's let the whole world in. Let's tell China, hey China, every motherfucking Chinese person can come in here if they say they're an asylum seeker. Actually, Chinese people would have more of a claim to the label of asylum seeker because the majority of them would qualify as being politically persecuted than these people from fucking Mexico, whose economy is shit, or essentially shithole countries because they made them that way. No political persecution there. There's just corruption. Lots of corruption. They're a bunch of low IQ morons, okay? Well, what political persecution? I don't get this. She's an idiot. They're concentration camps. AOC said in an Instagram Q&A on Monday, the concentration camps are now an institutionalized practice in America and described Trump's border policy as extremely disturbing. What does that mean? Extremely disturbing. Yeah, just more sophistry. Nonsense. So concentration camp and detention. So you break the law, you come into America illegally, we catch you, we detain you because you've broken the law. Okay? We give you food, we give you shelter, we give you a basketball court, we give you a tennis court, you have health care, you have 3 hots and a cot, you have TV, you can watch Oprah, you got cable, you got 150 fucking channels, you can watch ESPN, ESPN2, ESPN3. If there's an ESPN4, you can probably watch that too. Free movies? Ooh, we got HBO! I mean, what the fuck? Oh yeah, but this is a concentration camp, right? They're being starved to death, just like the Jews were starved, and they tossed them in ovens and used their hair to make blankets for the next incoming saps who think they're being sent to this camp just to labor. Yeah, you're being there sent there to labor, all right, until you die. Oh, but he sent you in the concentration camps. If you asked any one of these beaners to do any work, they'd be like, oh, no hablo inglés, no habla. I can't work. We ought to set up a concentration camp for these people, okay? Oh, yeah, we ought to feed them and give them 3 hots and a cot, and we also ought to make them work. Let them make little tchotchkes, I don't know, underwear. Make it a private prison system, okay? Sell contracts to private prison systems to set up private prisons for illegal aliens entering the country. It's automatically a crime, 5 years in jail, send them to jail, have them make underwear, tents, cars, I don't know, whatever the private prison wants them to make, and pay them a nickel an hour. I don't know. Oh, after you profit and you deduct for food and housing, they make a nickel or a dime an hour. Okay. And then when they get out of prison, they have some money and then go back to Guatemala or wherever the hell they came from. And they won't want to come back. Because, fuck, I got in prison for 5 years and had to work in a labor camp. Yeah, so there's a difference between a concentration camp and a labor camp. We ought to have labor camps. We ought to have labor camps for these motherfuckers. No, but AOC is like, no, let's incentivize more of them to come. And if anybody tries to de-incentivize them from coming, they're a fascist. And a detention center has suddenly become a concentration camp, which is associated with images of deprivation, disease, starvation, forced labor that results in death. Oh, yeah, that's where we're sending them, all right, AOC, you moron. I want to talk to the people that are concerned enough with humanity to say that never again means something. You know what she tried to do? You know what she tried to do with her plausible deniability bullshit and playing on the 75 IQs of the majority of her followers? She tried to claim afterwards, after there was an uproar, that I wasn't talking about the Holocaust, even though I referred to concentration camps and used the term never again, which is specifically about the Holocaust. You were talking about the fucking Holocaust, you dumb bitch. Stop trying to deny it. You know, see how she does this? See, she does this. She has this little plausible deniability backdoor where she doesn't go into enough detail. And then if she doesn't go into 100% specific detail and target and specifically name the exact incident she's talking about, and then if you call her on it later, it's like, oh no, I didn't mean the Holocaust. I was just talking about concentration camps in general and the whole never again thing. Oh, well, that's something else entirely. I never used the word Holocaust. Did you hear me say Holocaust? Yeah, we're all morons. We're all dummies like you. Yeah, we don't see what you're actually talking about. The phrase never again has strong ties to the aftermath of the Holocaust, and some conservatives accused AOC of trivializing the term by applying it to Trump's policy. Well, of course she is. Of course she is. Just like she talks about the Green New Deal and climate change being our new World War II. What a bunch of crap. But Ocasio-Cortez maintained that the Democrats are losing to an authoritarian and fascist presidency. Yeah, because fascism would be essentially the government controlling the ways and means of production through controlling the private owners of businesses, right? Let them handle all the minutiae and everything. But the government is really in charge. They're just not setting up a second layer of bureaucracy between them and the businessman. Well, but they are really, but it's not as involved, right? Let the businessman handle all the little minutiae and details and everything so long as he does what I want him to do. So long as he follows my policies. And if he doesn't, he goes to the gulag. To an actual concentration camp, you dumb bitch. Yeah, but he's an authoritarian. Yeah, right. An authoritarian would just snap his fingers. And his authority would be meted out in the form of action, and you could do nothing and say nothing about it. Oh, geez, so you're in an authoritarian, fascist country. Fascist countries control the media. Okay, they control the media, all right? How would the media be able to say anything bad about him if he's an actual fascist and if we have actual fascism in America? I don't care. If he's an authoritarian, and if we're living in an authoritarian regime, how the fuck are you allowed to criticize him, you dumb bitch? I don't use these words to just throw bombs. Typical critical theory. Deny. Flat out deny what you're actually doing. In words. Yeah, she's saying what she's doing right now by saying she's not doing it. I don't use these words to just throw bombs. That's exactly what you're doing. I used that word because that is what an administration that creates concentration camps is. Right. If he was creating concentration camps. And of course, she hasn't defined her terms. Right? She just plays on the emotions of the past. Her little handlers, Chaikart Sakobardi, and they're the communists that sent out the casting call and found her and funded her campaign and got her elected. And that fat chunk Uyghur fuck, greasy-looking motherfucker, they're all behind coaching her, okay? You don't have to speak the truth. Just sprinkle a little bit of truth into your lies. And also say what you're doing and then say you're not doing it. Little rhetorical tricks we've learned, yeah. From the Frankfurt School. Oh, boy. I use that word because it's an administration that creates concentration camps, but I'm not going to define that. I'm just going to pick loaded phrases that have a lot of emotional connotations, and then I'm going to just slap those on individuals I don't like. And the negative connotations that are attached to those terms will then attach to them. Ooh, yeah, brilliant critical theory type attack. Oh, boy. What's a concentration camp? Define a concentration camp. These people are so slippery. You have to really, really nail them down and get them to define their terms because they don't use language the same way everybody else does. They don't define things based on what they actually are. They define them based upon the emotional connotations and the emotions it will evoke and the ability of these terms and words to manipulate others and give you power. Okay, that's how they use words. So you got to try and nail these people down. But of course, they're so slippery, you'll never get a straight answer out of them. What's a concentration camp? And then she'll start talking about something else. She'll just, veer away. Shift that goalpost, baby. A president that creates concentration camps is fascist. Yeah. Ocasio-Cortez, yeah. Oh, boy, what a dopey broad. She doesn't even know what a concentration camp is, but we've got them in America, right? Yeah, we're shipping people in to these camps. By the truckload. They're labor camps, don't you know? And we're making them fell big giant trees with hand axes, and we're not feeding them. We're hardly feeding them. And we're just working them to death, don't you know? And then we're cutting their hair off, and we're making blankets out of it for the next yokels that we bring in, the illegals, and we're going to work them to death, too. And we're going to build houses out of their bones and make soap. And feed the new incoming prisoners the old ones' bodies. Yeah. We're going to just have pyres of bodies so high. And when we burn them, people think it's snowing because there's so much ash going up into the air and falling down around the surrounding countryside. People think it's winter in the middle of summer. Yeah. We're doing that, right? Because those are the images that are associated with concentration camps. And she wants you to have that image in your mind. And she wants to have those pejorative, negative connotations attached to the president. This is how critical theory works, people. It's all about manipulating emotions. These people are all sophists, nothing more. Okay, all right, let's move on. This stuff just gets on my nerves. All right, next story. Oh, boy, here we go. Masculinity is a trap, which is why more men should wear skirts. What is this, 13th century, 14th century Scotland? I'm going to walk around in a fucking kilt. More men should... Masculinity is a trap? What? Wear skirts. Why not wear pants? I'm confused. Why is it always toward the feminine? You can see that this idea of creating equality is really just about turning the opposing genders into the other. Turn women into men, men into women, and you completely demoralize and disempower your opposition. Many of your opposition, turn them into women. Infantilize them, feminize them, make them into soy boy weaklings. They're not able to handle the emotions. Their brain is different than a woman's. The brain centers that control emotion are much smaller, so we're not able to cope. We're not able to deal with shit. We blow our heads off. Oh, imagine that! 87% of suicides are men! Oh, big shocker. We become totally unable to operate in any way a meaningful way in the real world. Certainly not to defend our culture, to defend our society, defend our civilization, to defend our way of life. Meanwhile, you empower the women who, are the best useful idiots in the world. Just keep giving them free shit. And they'll keep acting in the short term in their own best interest. Now, the long term, these actions are not in their best interest, but, women are keyed to respond to free shit. And anything that enables them to continue to keep getting free shit, well, they will be behind that staunchly. Not a lot of women championing conservatism. That's for sure. Not a lot of women championing logic and reason. Masculinity's a trap. Let's see this guy that's saying this. Oh boy, that's wearing a dress. Fag 1. What is that? What is that? So it's some dude wearing a pink dress. Let me move that a little bit. Oh wait, no, I'm moving the wrong thing. All right, Okay. Yeah. Oh, that's an ugly dude. That is an ugly dude. Yeah. Good Lord. Masculinity is a trap, huh? Yeah, so he's going to become more like a Waymen. It's funny. It's funny. The genders, the gender stereotypes, they're all supposedly social constructs. So, okay. But the male is the evil one? Never made sense to me. If men are the patriarchy and men are the ones making all the rules and deciding what's what, why would we give ourselves the inferior, toxic gender stereotypes while giving women who are supposedly oppressed and inferior and under our thumb, why would we give them the superior gender stereotypes and gender norms? It doesn't make any sense. None of this shit makes sense, right? So Billy Porter, is that who that is? I don't know who he is. Nobody. Is a singer, actor, and man of fashion. If you say so. He likes pink. That's not too fashionable for a guy. Oh, you scum toxic male, you should like pink. See, you've been programmed by the toxically masculine patriarchy to not like pink. No, I just don't like pink. Don't like pink. I like pink Mentos. Mentos are good. Pink Mentos taste real good. That's the only pink I like. And pussy. Pussy's good. It's pink. Ostensibly. Preferably pink, okay? But those are the only pinks I like, okay? Okay, so yeah, he's also a man who isn't afraid to wear a skirt. That's not a skirt, that's a dress. Since when is that a fucking skirt? That's a dress, yo. We're not going to use the term dress. That's got too many feminine connotations. That a fucking skirt, don't? It's got less than a dress. Oh, my God. He's not afraid to wear a skirt. Porter wore a tuxedo dress. There's a tuxedo dress? There's such a thing as that? It's the perfect melding of the man and the Waymen. He's a hermaphrodite? Is that what he is? He wore a tuxedo dress to this year's Oscars and rocked a very fabulous, very pink, uterus-inspired suit gown to the Tony Awards? Uterus-inspired? What the fuck does that mean? I don't see no uterus on that dress. Are we talking about the color? Why not a prostate-inspired? Why not? Why not a testes-inspired? Hey, are you seeing something here, guys? Okay. The equality push only goes one way. All right? All right? Feminize the men in a very obvious way. Masculinize the women in very subtle ways, because you really cannot obviously push masculinity while at the same time labeling it toxic. So push the women to be more assertive, more aggressive, more masculine in subtle behavioral ways, but the men are pushed to be more feminine in very, very obvious ways. In fact, to become actual women. But the same's not happening to the Waymen. They're not being pushed to become actual men, are they? What about equality? No! Men are evil! Even as I'm trying to become a man. Because, man, feminism. Yeah. Not everyone can pull off an upcycled velvet curtain. But it's a shame more dudes don't try. Yeah, because I want to be seen in public with that. Yeah, right. Old fat guy in a dress. You don't want to see that. What the fuck? Woo! Woo! Yeah, uterus inspired. Oh boy, I was inspired to make this dress by the color of the uterus. I'm kind of sounding like a drunk Bill Cosby now. I was inspired by... Okay. I don't know where some of these voices come from. Maybe I'm possessed. As Peter told Stephen Colbert during an appearance on The Late Show, men's clothing norms are mired in misogyny. Are you kidding me? How the hell is fucking clothing hateful to women? It's crazy, right? Your pants are misogynistic. Because they're tight. Oh, men's pants are too tight. It exposes women's big, fat, cottage cheese riddled asses. What about body positivity? If it's so positive to be a big, fat blob, you should want me to see every wrinkle, every big, fat, disgusting curl of cheese on your ass. You're supposed to be proud of it, right? As you wear this big, giant, moo-moo car cover. It's great. Body positivity! I must hide my body! Because it's not all that positive. Woo! Love it! How the fuck are men's clothes mired in misogyny? Oh, because men created them? And everything men create is mired in misogyny? Misogyny, really? What about the washing machine? Is that misogynistic? Yes! It requires Waymen to wash men's clothes! The fuck you talking about? They put them in a fucking big giant metal box and push a button. They're not washing it, the fucking machine is. But it plays into misogynistic stereotypical gender norms and forces women into a box and defines them by male standards. Like, people study this at university and get degrees in it. Are you kidding me? Oh, yeah. Misogynistic clothes. This shirt was invented by a man. It was made by a man. That was probably made by some broad in Vietnam. I don't know. How is it misogynistic if it's made by a woman? It was designed by a man. Those jeans was designed by a man. They're too tight. I can't feel my uterus. You need to make uterus-colored pants that are looser because my big fat gut will hang out. And that's unseemly in a woman. But I like body positivity, but, you know. Oh, fuck. Women wearing pants is powerful. But I thought they were mired in misogyny. I'm confused here. If pants are misogynistic, isn't a woman wearing pants her internalizing misogyny? Yeah, I bet you don't like it when I used your own warped, twisted, retarded logic against you, pinheads. The 49-year-old singer said, "It's strong. Everybody accepts it. And that it's associated with the patriarchy." See what I'm talking about? See what I'm talking about? They want to adopt stereotypical male gender norms, but, you know, in a less obvious, more subtle way. Meanwhile, we got to turn the men into Waymen. We got to turn the men into Waymen. We got to break down, blur the lines, right? Confuse the shit out of people. Blur the lines between men and Waymen. Nobody can tell objective reality and truth anymore. It's all just so blurry. I can't come to any conclusions about anything. That's what they want. That's what they want. Oh, boy. Patriarchy. What a bunch of crap. However, the minute a man puts what? Puts on a dress, it's disgusting. Well... Oh, Jesus Christ. The pants. Yeah, that's right. You need to have distinctions between men and women. I think women need to go back to wearing dresses. Don't wear pants. Why are you wearing pants? That's right. I agree. You need to have clear-cut distinctions between the sexes so as to essentially make it more obvious to people, because, you know, clearly people are so fucking dumb these days and confused. They don't, you know, understand reality. You really need to have a contrast, okay? You need to have a clear contrast between men and women so that you can understand better what their specific roles are in society, okay? It's really that simple. Women wear dresses, men wear pants. That's it. This is another good way to spot a feminist. They don't often wear dresses. If you see a Wayman wearing a dress and she's thin and she's got long hair and she's smiling and she doesn't have any tattoos, she might be an actual real, unadulterated, uncorrupted by the plague that is feminism woman. How often do you see these women? Try a little experiment. Go out in the public tomorrow and look around for women that are thin, well-kept, look good, aren't fat, no tattoos, long hair, wearing a nice dress. Tell me how many you see. You're not going to find any. Needle in a fucking haystack there, people. There's another way, though, that you can tell whether or not you're dealing with a feminist, all right? It could be just some broad trying to be a chameleon, but even the chameleons won't wear dresses. I will not wear tat. It's reinforcing evil patriarchal fucking gender roles. Oh, they can't bring themselves to do it. They can't bring themselves to do it. Even the so-called staunch anti-feminists will not wear dresses. So it's a good way to initially identify a woman that might actually be a real woman. And by the way, I can't remember the last time I saw a Wayman wearing a dress. You just won't. Even where I live in Asia, they don't wear too many dresses. Feminism has really made the rounds. Feminism has really made the rounds everywhere. Yeah, if I like wearing a dress, I'm going to wear one. Do whatever you want. I don't care, okay? But the problem is when you start to blur the lines between the genders, society collapses, okay? Women don't know their place anymore. Men don't know their place, so they don't get into their places. They don't, continue humanity by having kids and producing strong, stable individuals in a way that has been proven to work for hundreds of thousands of years. We've existed for millions, hundreds of millions even when we were marmots. Let's get together, pair bond, boom, have the babies. The man protects the fucking babies and the mommy, and, he goes and hunts for resources. Mommy protects the kids. It's always been this way. Oh, but suddenly we have to deconstruct that. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But, we're going to lie and say it's broke. Because we're miserable, fat, ugly broads that no man wanted. And we want everybody else to be as miserable as we are. Oh, I see. So let's have men wear dresses. It is sad that so many men are petrified about seeming effeminate. Yeah. Isn't that sad? That men don't want to be thought of as fags, and ever more likely, they are not afraid of that. Got male cuddle corners in universities. I read something about some fucking California school is now teaching 5-year-olds about anal stimulation for pleasure. What the fuck? Are you kidding me? Yeah, so, you degenerate scum. It is, you can wear whatever the fuck you want, but know the effect that you're having on society when you, as a fucking celebrity, push this stuff. You need to have standards, okay? These standards exist for a reason. They exist to reinforce that which works and has worked since the dawn of fucking time, okay? You want to step outside those clearly objective standards that have been established to work. They're established because we know they work. You want to step outside that, that's fine. But expect stigmatization. No stigmas. Oh, yeah, of course. So what are you saying when you say it's disgusting for a man to wear a dress? That men are strong and women are disgusting? No, you idiot. We're only saying it's disgusting and wrong for men to do it, not for women. Because men and women are actually different. They're not equal, meaning the same. I'm not doing that anymore. I feel like wearing a dress. I'm going to wear one. It's sad that so many men are petrified of being effeminate. It's sad that it's not socially acceptable for men to experiment with fashion in the same way women can. They shouldn't be free to experiment, okay? I mean, they should have their freedom, of course, but they should be stigmatized for it and shunned. Happily, however, things are changing gradually. And it's not happy, okay? It's not happily, okay? You're destroying the world. You're destroying the world by blurring the lines, turning women into men, men into women. And when you do that, that's it. Game over. Game over, you idiots. No one looks twice at a guy with a man bun. What the fuck is a man bun? Is that like the Princess Leia thing? Or a man bag anymore? Oh, what? How much? Except for women wearing pants, how have they become masculinized, huh? Oh, go out and work. That's one way. That's 2 ways now. That's it. Pants and working. How are men being feminized? I can't fucking count the ways. Yeah, no one looks twice at a guy with a man bag. You know, I do. I look real close. While men in dresses are still, I want them to be self-conscious. While men in dresses are still considered noteworthy. Freak. You're a freak. Guys, that's why, of course, they want to have everything be hate speech, right? That they don't agree with. So these people can't be stigmatized, that they can't be ridiculed. They can't be pushed away from these deviant practices. No! Disagreeing is hate speech. You need to let these people become freaks and deviants. Oh, okay. Guys such as Porter are sashaying into the mainstream. The rapper Young Thug is fond of skirts. And the actor Jaden Smith. Jaden Smith? That retard, he thinks he can time travel. He thinks he can stop time. This kid is out of his fucking mind. He's a whack job. Frequently and unapologetically dons dresses. He's looking for attention. There's nothing going on upstairs. Nothing going on. He's a moron. If I want to wear a dress, then I will, and that will set a new wave. You're really overestimating your importance in today's popular culture. Smith wrote on Twitter last year, meanwhile, London Fashion Week featured so many men breezing along in gender-fluid fashion that GQ proclaimed 2019 is the year men will start wearing skirts. See, this mainstream media, fashion, academia, all pushes this stuff. They're all useful idiots and narrative-pushing outlets for the global elite. They push these degenerate, socially deconstructivist narratives through all their outlets. Fashion, media, ugh. And you useful idiots out there, eat it up. You NPCs. Crazy. I certainly hope that this becomes the new norm. Masculinity's a straitjacket, says this fag in a dress. It's high time more men broke free. The only straitjacket would be, this is great. Don't stick to this is postmodernism, of course. Don't stick to the traditional norms. Adopt our non-traditional norms so that they can become the new traditional norms. That's it? I'm just supposed to buck off these traditions, what you label stereotypes, these traditions, by the way, that have worked forever. For what? Just to buck tradition? To be a rebel? And then I won't be a rebel anymore? I'll just be the new normal? And then I'll be the traditionalist? It's just all about substituting one ideology for another, putting one group in power over another group. Ridiculous. Let's get this fag off the screen. You know he's gay. You know he's a homo. If he says he ain't, don't believe it. He's an ass bandit. Trust me. Now, who's the broad that wrote this? Let's take a look at her. Here we go. Here's the broad. Arwa Madawi. I wonder if she's on Facebook or Twitter. Let me take a look here. She's not a bad-looking broad, but she's not a great-looking broad either. Not a great-looking broad either. Actually, she's kind of average. Yeah, square face. Not so good. She's got kind of a Captain Marvel, Brie Larson face. Not my cup of tea. And she looks very dour and unhappy. Of course, she's a feminist. Works for The Guardian. That's where the story's from. Arwa Madawi. Mahdawi. I'm sure she's on Facebook or Twitter. You might want to let her know what you think. Don't troll her. I'm not advocating anybody to bully or harass. I just think it might be interesting to see what she has to say on Twitter. But, yeah, there you go. There's your postmodernist, feminist, culture Marxist piece of crap. Guardian, of course. Of course this crap's coming out of The Guardian. Oh, boy. I've looked at her enough. All right. Next story. Oh, this broad. Oh, boy. The fag. Did any straight women play professional female soccer? I thought they got rid of women's soccer because nobody was watching. Is that still a thing? Why USWNT star Megan Rapinoe doesn't sing the national anthem or stand up for it, by the way. Yeah, she kneeled for the national anthem. Female Colin Kaepernick. I gotta bet you, Signal. I gotta have a career after my crappy soccer career ends, which doesn't pay me enough money. I have to work at Taco Bell when I'm not playing soccer. Because nobody wants to see female soccer, right? Get the fuck out of here, women's soccer. Oh my God, that's got to be the most unentertaining crap on the planet. So, Megan Rapinoe doesn't sing the national anthem or stand for it, by the way. What's this woman look like? Let's check out her picture. Fag 3. You know she's a fag. What the fuck? What is that? She's got a fucking... some kind of growth on her face? That's not a mole. Mole has a color to it. That's hideous. What is that? What is that hair color? Is that purple? What is that? Lilac? I don't know what the color that is. That feminist. Oh, and you can't identify their hair color. Feminist. I mean, they're usually feminist anyway. But butch haircut. Professional female. Soccer player. Man hair. Feminist. Lesbian. Lesbian feminist. Lesbian man-hating feminist. Megan Rapinoe doesn't sing the national anthem. This, to followers of soccer, is not news. Yeah. Loser. You loser. I'm not proud of America. Where else would you want to live, huh? You want to go live in Africa? Where you get gang raped and get AIDS because half the population has it? Idiot. I want to live in a mud hut with wattle walls that are made of equal parts shit and mud. Yeah, that's great. I want to get malaria and die of dysentery. Yeah. Boy, oh boy. Will you stand for the African national anthem? Whatever country you're in? Will you go to live in Zimbabwe and stand for their national anthem? Yes! Of course she would. Probably would stand for the North Korean national anthem, too. Of course, you got no choice. They'll shoot you in the fucking head if you try to do what she did in America. Oh, but America's the evil ones! Yeah, right. So Rapinoe hasn't belted out the Star-Spangled Banner since 2016. Yeah, where it became popular. Where it became popular for her not to do so. Yeah. She got more endorsement deals once she stopped doing that. Yeah. Probably got a Nike contract. She no longer puts her hand over her heart. Yeah, this is what happens when you raise kids to not love their country. When I was a kid, every day in fucking school, you stood up, you looked at that flag, you put your hand on your heart, and you said, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, for which it stands, one country, indivisible from all, one... I don't remember all the words, but it's been a long fucking time. Give me a break. It's been 30 fucking something years. I forget exactly. A long time. You had to pledge allegiance to the flag and your country and love your fucking country. You didn't have to sing anything, but, you know, you had to say that pledge every motherfucking day. And that's a good thing, baby. Now, don't need to pledge. You could be a postmodernist, culture Marxist scumbag that hates the very country that's giving you free education. Despite the fact that it's indoctrination into communism. Well, that's beside the point in this example. But talk about ungrateful. Talk about ungrateful. Ay, ay, ay. She no longer puts her hand over her heart. And she probably never will again. But with the U.S. women's national team kicking off its 2019 World Cup campaign, snooze fest, I'm not watching that. Of course, I wouldn't anyway, but I'm definitely not going to watch now. Good job, Lesbo. Yeah! I'm already making very little money and having to make burritos on the side. I'm going to make myself even less popular now. Yeah, smart. Yeah. Rapinoe captaining the squad. Her unflinching face and pursed lips became a story. Yeah, she's got the resting bitch face. Resting bitch face. Stay away from me, toxically evil males. I've got a fucking knife and I'm not afraid to use it to cut off your dick and balls and turn you into a nulo. Which is a thing, by the way. N-U-L-L-O. Men are actually cutting off their own cock and balls and becoming eunuchs. Yet an extension of the man-hate that exists in Western culture. Yeah. That's something like that's a movement. Yeah. It's because of women like this, pushing this society-destroying narrative. Naturally, it's become a subject of misinformation and misunderstanding among casual fans who weren't familiar with Rapinoe's activism. You're a soccer player, bitch! Play soccer and shut the fuck up about politics. Nobody wants to hear you talk about politics. You know why you play soccer? because you're moderately good at it. Yeah, you could be beaten by a 15-year-old soccer player, male. A 15-year-old male in soccer. You're a crappy team. If you were to play the best 15-year-old team, high school fucking freshman. The best junior varsity fucking freshman male soccer team in America could whoop your ass. You could go and win the fucking National World Cup, whatever the fuck you win. A bunch of 15-year-old boys would whoop your ass, bitch. But still, people are willing to pay to see you fucking play the game or subsidize your fairy tale of equality to men, even though you're making like 1/10 because nobody wants to see you play. But yeah, okay, go ahead, live out your little fantasy. But nobody is paying you to fucking talk about politics. You know why? Because you're an idiot. You're an idiot that kicks a fucking ball around, okay? If we wanted to hear you talk about politics, you would have been elected to be a politician. You would have run for fucking politics. And probably got elected, unfortunately. Maybe she's lining her nest for when she retires from soccer. Gonna get into politics like AOC. Oh, boy. Yeah, activism. She's been very clear about her reasons for not singing, though. The 33-year-old. 33? Wow, she looks like she's 43 or older. Wow, she's hideous. Hideous. That's a woman's face without makeup, by the way, gentlemen, at 33. Check her out. And she's a professional athlete, too. She's supposed to be in really good shape. I bet she's doing blow, crystal meth maybe, something. Probably just straight booze. Look at that face. Look at that fucking worn, craggly, wrinkly face at 33. This is what they're hiding from you, gentlemen. Probably why she became a fucking lesbian, too. No man wanted her. Look at that look on that face. Would you date that? She has this look of constant hate and anger on her face. Oh, yeah, that's real welcoming. I'd want to bang that. Yeah. No. No. A bear trap down there between her legs. No, thank you. So the 33-year-old winger explained them. Winger, I don't know what that is. I'm not a soccer guy. Explained them at length in an in-depth Yahoo. Yeah, Yahoo's a left-wing outlet. Yahoo interview. And her reasons for not singing. I don't give a fuck. For Rapinoe, the anthem is a somber moment for a peaceful protest of inequality and injustice throughout the United States. Inequality and injustice. Could you define these terms so that I can, disassemble and wreck your dumbass arguments? What inequality are you facing? You're a woman getting paid to kick a ball around in a sport that nobody wants to see a woman kick a ball around in. But people are so guilty for not feeding into your delusions of grandeur that you can play as well as a man, that they're willing to humor you and watch and pay for your crappy playing that they can see going to the local high school. The level of skill and ability that you are showing is viewable for free at your local high school. Let's go to Dairy Queen and then go to the high school and watch fucking soccer that's better than professional women's soccer with 15-year-olds playing. People are willing to feed your delusions just to make you feel better and feel more equal. You think you're living in a country where there's inequality insofar as how people are treated. I got news for you, honey. You're not equal to a man, okay? I mean, it depends on the kind of equality we're talking about, but if we're talking about biological equality, no, you're not. That's reality. But I should get just as much money as a man. That's what she's talking about, really. That's always what these women are talking about in these fucking sports. I'm making 1/20th of what male players are making on average. Yet that's because 20 times more people want to watch males play soccer. I have no understanding of market forces. No understanding. Obviously. But you should pay me just as much anyway. And you should make people go watch these games with guns. She's an authoritarian, of course. All these equality nuts and egalitarians are fucking authoritarians. You should be forced to watch female soccer and to pay for female soccer. And if you don't want to, we'll tax you for it. Which is already happening, by the way, in many cases in the West, in different arenas. Yeah, lovely. Yeah, so it's inequality and injustice. And she has been aware of these for years now. Yeah, aware because it's constantly being drilled into her head. And she's constantly drilling it into other people's heads. And if she stopped talking about it, people wouldn't be aware of it anymore because it doesn't exist. I see. Even as she proudly sang the anthem prior to the summer of 2016. Yeah, what changed? Oh, Trump got elected. Yeah, you lost your lovely fucking Obama, the fag. Obama the fag, yeah, and his tranny wife, yeah. You lost those wonderful virtue signalers that you all love so much. The worst president in American history. I'm going to give me $140 million to Iran so they can develop nukes. And I don't need congressional approval. But if Trump wants to build a wall for $5 billion, he's going to be stopped by the Congress. Yeah, okay. I'm going to empower our enemies and destroy this country, says Obama. Yeah, you loved him, though. Because he was a homo. Closet homo. Pretend Christian. Everybody knew he was a Muslim. They liked that, too. Muslims are repressed, so he's an oppressed fag hiding in the closet with a tranny lover. Woo, yeah. Love him. So she was very much inspired by Colin Kaepernick. And of course you were. Yeah. He's another fraud. Faux black man. He's about as black as Obama. Less black, in fact. By Colin Kaepernick and his protest of racial injustice and police brutality. Yeah, because I'm sure that Colin Kaepernick has had to deal with a lot of police brutality. With one of his parents being white, the other semi-black looking. And if you see pictures of him growing up, and before he grew that giant fro to try and embrace his blackness, he looked like a white dude. Yeah, he's black, all right. I faced a lot of racial injustice. I make $20 million a year, and I have a Nike contract worth millions. Yeah. You're oppressed, Colin. You're oppressed. Around that time, the whole meaning of the anthem changed dramatically for me because I'm a useful idiot, and I'll just parrot whatever narrative the mainstream media and popular culture tell me to parrot. And she came to the realization, I need to do something. Shut the fuck up and accept your paycheck, and be happy you're getting it. Be happy you're able to have your dream, even though nobody wants to watch, nobody wants to buy what you're selling. But they're forced to through guilt and cultural manipulation to go see women play soccer. So, days after Kaepernick first dropped to the knee, Rapinoe did as well. Scum. You're scum, Rapinoe. Why don't you go move to North Korea? Find me Can you name another country you would rather live in? She'd probably name UK, because it's even more feminist than America. But don't live in London. They'll stick a knife in your fucking chest, especially if you're a lesbian. And they recognize you and see that short-ass hair and that weird hair color that I can't even identify the color of. Those Muslim extremists will kill you first. You're easily identifiable as a lesbian. And as a gay person, they don't have any roofs to toss off of, right? They don't have access to the rooftop, so they just stab you. Yeah. Name one country you would be safer in, be more entitled in, have more benefits in, be able to play professional soccer in. Why don't you go live in Saudi Arabia? Why don't you go live in Syria? I'm sure you'll get a job as a professional soccer player. They're making six figures. Yeah, right. Are women even allowed to drive in Saudi Arabia? Let alone play soccer? Why don't you try playing soccer in one of those big giant black garbage bags that just have a little fucking visor cut out for your eyes, and even that's covered in mesh, so you can't even really see. Yeah, why don't you try playing in that? You'll drop dead in 5 minutes from fucking heat stroke. Yeah, yeah, but America's a evil, horrible, oppressive country. What a dopey broad. This is why women can't be in power, okay? You put women in power, this bullshit is what happens. This embracing of country-destroying ideology. As she wrote, weeks after she first knelt, her protest was about over-policing and racial profiling. If you look at the arrests and match them up with the convictions, they match up perfectly, okay? If black people were being arrested wrongly, that would be found at a trial. Okay? Where the evidence is presented. Oh! If the police officer had no probable cause and there's no evidence against this person. Charges dismissed. So, if there was some kind of racial profiling and over-policing going on, you would see a huge disparity between arrests and convictions. But you don't. They match up almost perfectly. Is there some over-policing or police brutality? Yeah, sure. But it's very marginal. It's very small. It's not some kind of epidemic like the mainstream media would like you to believe. Her choice not to sing the anthem is essentially an extension of that. U.S. Soccer eventually adopted a rule prohibiting players from kneeling before national team games. Yeah, this is great to me. Yeah, you're at work. It's your job. The entitlement is shocking. So I'm going to go to work, and I'm just going to do whatever the hell I want. You're paying my salary, but I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. Are you shitting me? Are you shitting me? I'm paying you, bitch. So on my fucking time, guess what you're going to do and not going to do? Whatever the fuck I say. And if you don't like it, there's the door, bitch. Ha 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 ha. Joke's on you, motherfucker. I'm gay and a Waymen. You can't fire me. I'm going to do whatever I want. Yeah. Gay privilege, bitch. I'm not going to follow your rules. Yeah. Rapinoe, who calls the rule cowardly and backwards, now clasps her hands behind her back. Oh, but she's following it. Oh my, I don't want to lose my easy paycheck. I just show up and I'm getting paid. And even though I have to work at Taco Bell to make ends meet, well, at least I get to fulfill my dream of being a quasi-skilled player who couldn't beat a 15-year-old boy. Oh, boy. She now clasps her hands behind her back and stares straight ahead, expressionless instead. How dare they tell me what to do? How dare they tell me what to do when I'm working and being paid and on their time? The nerve! I haven't experienced police brutality or racism in that way. Could be you've never broken the law. Why don't you try going and breaking the law? I guarantee you will experience some police brutality, especially if you advance on cops and attack them. You'll really get a fucking fistful of police brutality then. Maybe a fucking baton full. Maybe you need that. That's what you need, a baton to the fucking head. Reboot your dopey brain to some semblance of fucking normalcy and fucking reason. She told Yahoo Sports of the inspiration for her protests. But knowing that it obviously happens, it's not an epidemic, you dummy. And knowing that it's a very real thing. Real in what proportion? God. So, yeah. Yeah, it's important. It's important. Yeah. It's very real. And there's something I can do to lend to that movement or lend to those voices or to support the team. That's important. You're not supporting the team by being an activist while on the clock. You don't have to understand everything fully in a personal way. That's impossible. But that doesn't mean it's not the right thing. Doesn't mean it is either, idiot. This is just equivocation nonsense. Gobbledygook, rhetorical, word salad bullshit. She's not saying anything at this point. It doesn't mean that you can't believe what people are saying. I don't know what you're fucking talking about. All right, so she's went off into, obfuscation land. Rapinoe believes them. Who? Who are we talking about? Black people? Minorities? You believe they're oppressed, huh? Yeah. Getting their welfare cheddar and their SNAP and their free housing and their Obama phones and their free internet, free cars. God, that's oppression, huh? And believes many problems at the crux of Kaepernick's protest remain unsolved. Like what? Which is why she no longer sings. Yeah. Which is why you no longer would have a job if I was the boss. And of course, then she'd sue. Right. Back in October, during our first interview with the feature, I asked her what, if anything, could compel her to sing again. It would take a lot. Yeah. America would have to become the communist utopian ideal I have in my head, which exists only as an abstraction and has never existed in objective reality throughout the entire history of humanity. It would take the criminal justice system reforming to what? It would take the huge inequality gap that we have to be much better. What inequality gap? Blacks have less money. Steal the money from the whites and give it to the blacks. Oh, that's a great fucking solution. Except wealth is created. It's not distributed, you idiot. And the reason they don't have wealth is because they're not very good at creating it. And if you give them wealth, they're just going to fucking squander it. Not create more of it. Because they're incapable of doing so, many of these people, which is why they're fucking poor. It would take a lot of progress in the LGBTQ rights. What rights do you not have? Tell me one right that you as an LGBTQ don't have. Fuck, you've even been able to redefine words and get married, even though marriage doesn't mean a dude marrying a dude and a broad marrying a broad. It means a man marrying a woman. You've redefined kind language, but somehow you don't have power? Fuck off, bitch! We just have such a disparity in this country in so many different ways. Inequality in so many different ways. Give me one example, bitch! I'm not going to give you examples, because if I give you examples, you can give counter-arguments. And that is why, as she told Yahoo Sports, I'll never put my hand over my heart. Why don't you go live in Venezuela? They've got equality there. Everybody's free to be equally miserable and equally poor, and to equally eat dirt. Why don't you go live there? Where they're using bitcoins to buy fucking bread on the black market that has to be flown into the country on big giant fucking drones from Colombia, because they can't make their own bread there. They have equality? Go live there and sing the Venezuelan national anthem, you dumb cunt. See how happy you are. See if they pay you to play soccer there. See if there are even enough excess resources to pay you the salary you're getting now. The salary you're getting now could probably feed 10,000 Venezuelans. The fact that we had that kind of excess wealth should make you fucking clap your hands in fucking glee and thank the fucking God's God or whatever power you believe in that you live in the best country on earth. Oh, but no, I hate it. Because I'm a moron, useful idiot NPC who has been told to do so. I'll probably never sing the national anthem again. Fuck you! That's enough. I can't take it anymore. My blood pressure's spiking. Maybe it's the coffee. I don't know. What a dumb bitch. Talk about lacking critical thinking skills. Can't think critically at all. Can't think. Just prattle off fucking leftist talking points. No ability to use my brain. It's just your storage device, and my brain is like a Rolodex. And when I want to think, I can't think. I just reference some shit that's recorded in my brain. That I've been told is real and true, but it's not really. But I lack the critical thinking skills and the ability to use my brain to figure that out. Yeah. We know that, honey. We know that. All right, that's enough. I'm done. If you like the show, please consider subscribing to this channel. But what would really be wiser is to go to BitChute and subscribe there. YouTube is, in increasing increments, choking the life out of my channel. Of course, my channel never really got a chance to take off because their algorithm is so restrictive now. You can't fart, burp, or say boo without them shadow banning you. So go watch my content on BitChute. I am downloading every single bit of content from my YouTube channel to BitChute. And most of my old content is on BitChute as well. So you get a lot of access. You get access to all my old content. Well, most of my old content. And all my new content without having to worry about YouTube censorship. So go check that out, because Lord only knows how long my YouTube channel will stick around. Also, I suggest you visit my website. I put a newsletter link. Go to therealistphilosopher.com/contact. That's therealistphilosopher.com/contact. At the bottom of the screen, it'll ask for your email. You don't have to click the box that says you agree to get newsletters and such. I'm not sending newsletters out or anything. It just sends me your email so that I can keep in contact with you and apprise you of any changes in, say, the platforms I'm on or other such things, so that if I do get kicked off of certain platforms, I can let you know where I am. And of course, to keep apprised of where I am, all you really need to do is remember my website, therealistphilosopher.com. But it helps. It helps to also sign up for the newsletter function. So go to therealistphilosopher.com/contact and send me your email, and I'll keep you apprised of any changes in my content creation or platforms that I'm on. Also, consider donating. Come on. It's $1 a month. What's $2 a month? What's 8 bits, right? It's not all that much. Come on. You probably spend more on bubblegum. Or for the price of a bottle of soda, you can help me finance the creation of content and allow me to continue to disseminate red pills. For some, they're yummy. For others, they're bitter. It depends on their state of mind at the time of receiving them. But eventually, hopefully, I'll red pill enough people that lots and lots of viewers enjoy my red pills and consider them yummy and not bitter, and then attack the messenger. So please consider donating at therealistphilosopher.com/donate. Please consider signing up for my newsletter at therealistphilosopher.com/contact. And follow me on BitChute. And also, you'll find all my social media links in the description. I'm also on iTunes, SoundCloud. You can follow me on all of those. All my new content gets uploaded to both. So check those out. Follow me there. But again, especially on BitChute. The more of you sign up for BitChute, follow me there, the more competition YouTube has, which encourages them to be less restrictive in terms of censorship. I'm also on DLive. It's a new streaming platform that could possibly arise as competition for YouTube. You never know. They have a donation function there where you buy some crypto coins from them. They have their own crypto coin, or they use a particular crypto coin called Lino coins, and it allows you to make donations on that platform. You can also cash them back in for cash if they go up in value. So that's a good platform. Those of you watching on DLive, I apologize for not answering your chat messages if there's any been posted. I cannot reply to chat messages while the show's going on because of bandwidth issues. I can only have one window open, and that is for my live stream. So I apologize, but I will answer any messages, question, comments you have if they're accompanied by a donation on DLive. Also, if you'd like me to comment on something or address a particular story, or maybe you'd like to be on the show, you can email me at admin@therealistphilosopher.com. That's ADMIN @therealistphilosopher.com. You can also contact me there if you have some kind of interest in advertising on the show. So admin@therealistphilosopher.com. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed the show. I left her face on the screen. Shit, I keep closing this out. You had to spend 5 minutes extra looking at that. Yikes. Wow. So, that's it. I'm the Realist Philosopher, and I wish you a good day. Take care.